Once again, congratulations to the new board members. And good evening and welcome to the December 6, 2010 elections for chair and vice chair of the Prince George's County Board of Education, pursuant to Board Bylaw number 9361 and in accordance with the annotated Code of Maryland Education Article, Section 3-1004. This is the first meeting in December and the date required by law for the Board of Education to elect a chair and vice chair from among its members to serve for a one-year term effective December 6, 2010 through December 5, 2011. Before I open up nominations for the office of the chair of the Board of Education, I would like to recognize another individual who is with us this evening. It is representing the 22nd Legislative District, Delegate Gaines, Tawana Gaines. Thank you for being here with us. Nominations are now in order for the office of chair of the Prince George's County Board of Education. Are there any nominations for that office?
I nominate Regina Jacobs.
I am proud to second that nomination.
Are there any other nominations for that office? Hearing none, nominations are closed. It has been properly moved and seconded that Ms. Regina Makata-Jacobs serve as chair of the Prince George's County Board of Education from December 6, 2010 through December 5, 2011. Ms. Laban, please call the roll to elect Ms. Jacobs as chair of the Prince George's County Board of Education from December 6, 2010 to December 5th, 2011.
On the motion, Mr. Armwood.
Aye.
Ms. Beck.
Aye.
Ms. Boston.
Aye.
Mr. Burrows.
Aye.
Ms. Eubanks.
Aye.
Ms. Higgins.
Aye.
Ms. Johnson.
Aye.
Ms. Waller.
Aye.
Mr. Harris.
Aye.
Ms. Jacobs.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Madam Chair, the result of the vote is unanimous. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Height. Thank you to my colleagues.
Nominations are now in order for the office of Vice Chair of the Prince George's County Board of Education. Are there any nominations for that office? And I'll ask for a show of hands.
Mr. Secretary Treasurer, I wish to nominate Ms. Donna Hathaway Beck for the office of Vice Chair of the Prince George's County Board of Education.
Thank you, Mrs. Johnson. Are there any other nominations?
I will second that nomination.
Hearing none, nominations are closed. It has been properly moved and seconded that Ms. Donna Hathaway Beck serve as Vice Chair of the Prince George's County Board of Education from December 6, 2010 through December 5, 2011. Ms. Laban, please call the roll to elect Ms. Hathaway Beck as Vice Chair of the Prince George's County Board of Education.
Mr. Armwood.
Aye.
Ms. Beck.
Aye.
Ms. Boston. Aye. Mr. Burrows.
Aye.
Ms. Eubanks.
Aye.
Ms. Higgins.
Aye.
Ms. Johnson.
Aye.
Ms. Waller.
Aye.
Mr. Harris.
Aye.
Ms. Jacobs.
Vote aye.
Motion carried.
The result of the vote is unanimous. Ms. Hathaway Beck, congratulations. We will now have brief comments from our chair, Ms. Regina Makata-Jacobs, followed by comments from a vice chair, Ms. Donna Hathaway Beck.
Thank you, Dr. Height. Actually, I would like to yield to my colleagues to go first if they have comments. I will start to my left, Ms. Rosalind Johnson.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. Today's swearing in is so very special because my return to the Board of Education of Prince George's County was filled with great uncertainty. This afternoon, I took the oath of office on the Bible that my great-grandmother had given to my father on the occasion of his baptism. My great-grandmother was the child of a slave, and she wanted to pass on to her child and her grandchild an understanding of ethics and honesty, and that those guiding principles would serve as the platform on which all of us would build our lives. 4 years ago, the faces of the Board of Education were different. Today, new faces are on the Board of Education. 4 years ago, 9 people from different walks of life came together to build a working relationship that was grounded in the belief and commitment that student achievement would be the only item on our agenda. We did not let politics push us away from that commitment. Today, it is my hope that the Board of Education members will commit to those same principles of operation. Children are our only business, and they will come first. For 4 years, the Board of Education worked to raise the bar of excellence for children. Today, the bar continues to be raised, and the work of this board will go on uninterrupted. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Johnson. Ms. Higgins.
Good afternoon. There are many people in my life that I am grateful for to have helped me get here today. Certainly the citizens of Prince George's County, especially those who reside in School Board District 2, I'm grateful for. Also, the City of College Park, where I've worked for the last 21 years, who, in giving me the opportunity to work with families and children in the City of College Park, have helped me learn to love this county. My family, and in particular my father, who is turning 90 today, and is certainly thinking of us right now, and my adopted family, who is here today. Heather Iliff is leaving big shoes to fill, and I'm not so sure that I can walk the same steps, but the commitment that she has is one that I share. And so in taking the oath today, my promise is to, with my colleagues, attend to serving the children of our county. Thank you.
Ms. Waller.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Certainly, I am grateful to God for this day. Indeed, this is a very special day. I'm very grateful to my family and my friends that have supported me. And certainly, I look forward to serving the residents of Prince George's County. It is my desire to serve faithfully and diligently to ensure that all of our students receive a quality education. And I suppose I'll go back to my family, and I especially want to thank them for being with me and having my back, and perhaps not being there for them when I needed to be there because I was working in the community. But we are in this together, and it takes some of us to just give, and I'm just very grateful for the opportunity to be able to serve everyone. I look forward to working with all of my colleagues, and we look forward to working with our county executive, and certainly this is a new day in Prince George's County. I'm excited, and I'm excited to get started with the work. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Waller. Mr. Harris.
Good afternoon, colleagues, and congratulations on being sworn into the Board of Education. Together, I have no doubt that we will move education in Prince George's County forward. This is the midpoint of my tenure on the Board of Education, and I'm excited about what's going on so far. I urge you to remember to put students first. We have already done a lot of good reform in education, but we still have a long ways to go, and students should be our #1 priority. They have spoken about several issues, and I believe that when we bring these issues to the table, that we get the student's opinion, and the student's opinion needs to be heard. So with that said, congratulations again, colleagues, on being sworn into the Board of Education, and together we will move education in this county forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Harris. Ms. Eubanks.
Good afternoon. I'm thankful and I'm happy to be here. My life has taken a 190-degree turn from this time last year. I never thought that I would be sitting here with such distinguished people, learning from each other and growing together to make sure that every child in Prince George's County has the education that they deserve. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Eubanks. Ms. Boston.
I just want to say I want to thank my family and my friends for being here today. I want to thank the constituents in District 6 for voting for me and allowing me to serve them on this board. I look forward to working with my fellow teammates here, and I'm hoping to do great things to this board coming up in the next 4 years. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Boston. Mr. Armwood.
I want to thank everyone who supported me in my campaign, and I look forward to getting to work to increase the equity and achievement for our students in my district and for the county. We have a long way to go. We have a lot of work. We have a lot of issues. I want to thank those that supported me, my family, a couple of those who inspired me. Ms. Jones, my principal from Flowers High School, was one of them, and Ms. Sheila Jackson, who was the first person who introduced me to Parents Assisting Teacher, Comer, and really got me involved in parent involvement. I want to thank her for inspiration. Once again, I look forward to getting to work, and I want to make sure everyone knows I am always available, and I look forward to hearing from you and you holding me accountable for what I do. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Armwood. Mr. Burrows.
I'm back. I'm sincerely honored and humbled to be back for my third term on the school board. I sincerely want to thank the citizens of District 8 because without them, I would not be here. They had a tough decision to make, a very tough one, and I'm grateful that I'm their choice, and I look forward to serving them well on the school board for the rest of my tenure. I also want to thank my family. It was a long, long election process, and it was extremely difficult for me for obvious reasons. And when it looked pretty tough, I wasn't sure, how the vote was going to take place. I had my family there screaming at early voting every single day. And even on election day, when the polls were not covered, they were there standing in gap, my mom, my aunt, encouraging me, and that means a lot. So I just want to publicly thank them, and I can't thank them enough because it was a tough campaign for me. And I also want to acknowledge my colleagues. I look forward to working with all of you. We all know each other now, and we've already started the work. And we will all remain united behind student achievement because that's our only goal. So I look forward to working with you. To Dr. Height, I'm glad to be back to work with you on secondary reform. To Mr. Stansky, I know we're heading into a very, very difficult budget cycle. And so I want to thank you for the work that you and your staff have already done and are planning to do to make sure that our cuts stay as far away from the classroom as possible. And one thing that I've already mentioned this to board members, but I guess my first request as a board member is really just to get a list of all the programs from the school board all the way down to the classroom, all the contracts from the school board all the way down to the classroom, so that when we make the difficult cuts, we're able to best protect the classroom. So just what the program is, how much it costs, and its evaluation. With that, I want to thank each and every one of you. To the citizens of District 8, I'm only a phone call away, and I will give you all my cell phone number. Email me, call me, Facebook me, do whatever you want to do to get in contact with me. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Barrows. Ms. Beck.
32 years ago, I was married, and my husband said, we're going to settle and raise our family in Prince George's County. That was a fabulous decision back then, and I'm glad to say that I still have the support of my husband, Don, out in the community. He has given up so much for this passion of mine. I would also like to thank Ron Watson and Owen Johnson from our former board who are with us today, right here. We formed, we stormed, and we stormed some more. Then we did norm, and we did perform. And I learned so much from the 2006 to 2010 elected Board of Education. And I was so proud to serve as an at-large member because each one of us is serving every child in Prince George's County Public Schools. This might be a district-represented board as far as the election, but all of us have the best interests of every child in this school district. I would like to thank my colleagues who have already shown that we are working for children. We are supporting each other just as we are supporting the administration in the difficult days ahead. I would like to thank also Ms. Jacobs for the years that she has served in a very difficult role. It is hard to tell the community that we have to cut a budget. And I admire her tenacity and willingness to move forward in this role again. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Beck. And so I want to thank first my family who have been so supportive and so unbelievably understanding around this hard work that we've had to do. I also want to thank my colleagues and staff that work with me in the Department of Corrections who's lined up back there, because they have also had to endure me having to juggle my mind when they're coming to me for guidance, and I'm saying, wait a minute, I'm thinking of something else right now. So thank you. I want to thank the Board of Education from 2006 to this day, who came in very different, but very committed to reform of education in this county. To the citizens of Prince George's County, and of course, District 5 residents who have entrusted me to represent this office of District 5 school board member, I thank you. The past 4 years have truly been a learning experience and quite rewarding as well. Indeed, it has been 1,460 days since I was elected as an at-large member of the Board of Education, and I have learned a lot since day one. And so where do I begin? Is it with the vacancy of a board seat early on? Is it with the attempt to restructure and consolidate our administrative offices? Is it with the resignation of our former superintendent? Is it with the hiring of our new superintendent? Is it the consolidation and closure of 8 schools? Do I begin with the fact that we remain a school system in corrective action? The economic downturn that resulted in furloughs and rifts and impacting our classrooms? All distractions and background noise, as they say, but all real issues, very real issues that we have dealt with and continue to face. Lessons learned, but let me assure you that they are distractions nonetheless. Constant reminders that I am not, that we are not, and that all conditions and circumstances are not perfect. Or do I begin with the oversight of a more than $1.6 billion budget, or the core beliefs and commitments policy that laid the foundation and underscored what we should ensure, that we should ensure equity in our school district, or the theory of action policy that governs empowerment and accountability, or the pay-for-performance reform governance policy that said we want effective teachers in every classroom? Was it the anti-truancy initiative, Ms. Johnson? Or the consolidation and closure of schools to improve and increase educational options for students, a better use of our resources? Was it or is it the take your board to the community meetings or the creation of the Board of Education handbook, Dr. Watson, to help board members define our roles, guide our work? Or was it the People First language policy or the establishment of the Disabilities Issues Advisory Board? Was it the opening of 2 leadership in energy and environment design schools in our county, Vansville Elementary and Barack Obama Elementary School? The Race to the Top grant from Maryland, with current work in Prince George's County being the lead reason why the state of Maryland received that grant. The documented steady improvement in achievement at all levels and in all subgroups over the past 4 years. How do we as a community deal with the distractions? We own them, we acknowledge them, we learn from them, and we move Prince George's County forward. To the community of Prince George's County Public Schools, all staff at every level, thank you. What do I want for you? As a member of this Board of Education, I commit that I will continue to work hard to ensure sound employment policies, competitive salaries and benefits, and good overall working conditions. But what do I want from you? I want you to know that education is our business at every level, that customer service and responsiveness is critical and is required, that you are the face of our school district, and that our public and the world judge us by our schools and our school system, by your work ethic, good or bad. To my colleagues, Dr. Height, thank you. Building consensus, I'm reminded of a quote about me in the Washington Post, which said in part, Ms. Jacobs has provided steady leadership, balancing the demands of her colleagues against the need for Mr. Height to have freedom to do his job. She keeps a practical eye on the budget and has proven herself to make tough calls while still building consensus. I sit here today committed to continuing to build consensus, realizing that differences of opinion does not have to mean discord or conflict. If we remain focused, colleagues, on the daunting task of education reform in this county, we will accomplish the goal of reforming education in this county. This is hard work for a number of reasons. Our past and our present, lack of trust in elected officials and public officials. Are we in it for the right reasons? The absence and caring of the well-being of others, the existence of entitlement mentalities, inequities, inequities, and inequities. Is it too hard? Can we not overcome this battle? A constant reminder that I am not, we are not, in all circumstances and conditions are not perfect. But as hard as it is work that must be done, and it takes perseverance. I am reminded of a quote that says, perseverance is the hard work you do after you get tired of doing the hard work you already did. And while there's much work to do, I still have the audacity to believe that we can do this work successfully, that we can accomplish the goal of providing educational options to all students, ensuring their success in our society. And I want to take a quick moment to give a few decorum matters for my colleagues. Powerful tools as we govern. Respect and adhere to our own rules. Speak respectfully of each other. Clearly, we may disagree without being disagreeable. Listen to the deliberations and comments of all board members so that we may learn from what we all have to say. We are individuals who work as a governing body, govern ourselves and our behavior with integrity and honor. Martin Luther King once said that morality cannot be legislated. Let's remember that our obligations go far beyond the public eye. While we must always check and govern our own behavior, remember that tolerance will be required. When we are insulted or encounter offensive behavior, we must continue with diligence, respond not with rage, but with patience. To the Honorable County Executive, Mr. Baker, and the honorable members of the County Council and our state officials as well. We know that in order for us to make a good county great, we must work together. I commit to you on behalf of the Board of Education that we will remain focused on our task, and that is to reform education in Prince George's County. We encourage, invite, and welcome the conversations, the discussions, and quite frankly, of course, the funding we need to make that happen. We thank you for your commitment to education reform. And so finally, I want to say to the citizens and the county overall, yes, we are indeed under scrutiny, and we are indeed in the midst of a struggle overall. However, our collective efforts will be required to bring about cohesiveness to make a good county great. And I will also like to take this opportunity to say that while the task ahead is great, it is enormous to say the least. I am encouraged by a Japanese proverb that says, when you fall 7 times, stand up 8. I know that standing for excellence must be our main focus and the premise by which we serve as public officials. And a few profound quotes that I live by every day. Martin Luther King said that life's most persistent and urgent question is what you do for others. The great Nelson Mandela reminds us that it always seems impossible until it is done. And President Franklin D. Roosevelt said, when you come to the end of your rope, tie a knot and hang on. In closing, on behalf of my colleagues, myself, Superintendent Height, and staff, most importantly, the wonderful students of this great county, thank you for your commitment and trust in our ability to be a successful school board. Thank you.
Well said, Madam Chair, and congratulations once again and to all of the board members and new Vice Chair, Ms. Hathaway Beck. Congratulations to all of you. You are entering into a phase where your families, and thank you for being here, but you're not likely to see them as much anymore moving forward. As we talk about our work, we have to be unrelenting, as you indicated, Ms. Jacobs, in our focus until every single child in this county has the opportunity and equipped with the knowledge and skills to compete in the global market. So I look forward to working with you. I'm excited about our work moving forward. No one ever said it's going to be easy. It hasn't been easy. It's not going to be easy moving forward, but all together, I think that we can meet those challenges. So may I have a motion to adjourn this meeting?
So moved.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. It has been properly moved and second that this meeting be adjourned and that the election of the chair and vice chair for the Prince George's County Board of Education be concluded at 4:33 on December 6, 2010. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, Ms. LeBon, please call roll.
On the motion, Mr. Armwood. Ms. Beck.
Aye.
Ms. Boston.
Aye.
Mr. Burrows.
Aye.
Ms. Eubanks.
Aye.
Ms. Higgins.
Aye.
Ms. Johnson.
Aye.
Ms. Waller.
Aye.
Mr. Harris.
Aye.
Ms. Jacobs.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Thank you. The meeting is adjourned at 4:34.